All right, so to get started today, let's talk about some housekeeping. And again, if you watch the presentations, and I recommend watching the presentations, they were nicely done. I enjoyed them. There were only 6 of them. Today we'll have another 6 Tuesday and another 6 next Friday, and that will end up our semester. So final presentations are started today. I will be uploading the presentations as soon as we're done. I'm encouraging peer grading. So what does that mean? Well, if you go to this link, and we will be posting the links into our Discord channel. If you go to this link, there's a form you can fill out that will help you help us, or that will allow you to help us do peer grading on your peers. And what that'll do is I rarely allow you guys to pull me down. So if you don't like a presentation, feel free to give it a bad scores, but I do actually allow you oftentimes to pull my grade up. So let's look at what that means. So if we go to the link, you end up essentially here. And here's the evaluation. Has your email address, right? Because I want to know who's making it. I don't want the same person making 100 different evaluations and thinking it's going to influence me. The project name, so this could be something like Yaks or Venue or Buoy or the Blue Deep or the Deep Blue, whatever the name of the project is. And then the project identifier. The project identifier is the annotated or the prefixed RCS ID of the person who created the project. And then your role. I'm the only instructor. We have TAs and mentors, and we have students. Please select your role. And then there are 6 blocks to fill out. If you go to the second, you know what? I didn't transition over there. So let me go over here. Here's what the form looks like. The fields I just talked about: email address, project name, project identifier, your role, and then we have the 6 different things to talk about. They're all covered in the rubric at that other link, essentially our website, resources, finalreport.md. And title and teammates, I need to see on the presentation which project the presentation is from so that I can rapidly figure out whether I'm at the right one if I'm trying to review something. And I need to know your teammates. So, make sure you fill out your teammates. The title, I want a description of your project. This should be not necessarily, starting with, well, we had to do an FFT and we had to run some stuff, and we did a curve following, a curve fit to get out the coefficients. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you doing a tutor system? Are you writing a new, just from some of the examples we had today, tutor system not being one of them, are you trying to write a new dimension plugin for Minecraft? Are you trying to improve the interface or improve the usability of data for sleep studies? Are you trying to blanking on some of the other ones, and I just got done with them. Are you trying to work with Allen NLP to implement a new file reader or a new way to import test scripts? Tell us what it is you're trying to do at a high level. When you get to progress, that's down here. That's when you want to talk to us about the lower level, and that's where the students should be talking about the lower level. So that we do have rubric items for both the description and the progress. The higher level description, the lower level progress, they're both there. Use them appropriately. Project organization, these are supposed to be open source projects, so I want to know your thought processes in the artifacts that you require people to submit and the artifacts you submitted. So for example, if you require testing, if the person is requiring testing, I want a discussion of that. If they decide not to require testing, telling us why they decided at this point not to do testing is part of this as well. So you can have nothing there, so long as you can have nothing in your presentation or nothing in your repository with code contributions or contribution guidelines or getting started, so long as you've thought it through and you tell me why you don't have it here. So this is more an evaluation of how well they describe their project organization and why they chose that organization. After that is progress. What specific progress did you make this semester on this project? And then finally, an overall effectiveness of the presentation. Did you find the presentation, are you smarter for having viewed the presentation? Do you think they did an effective job presenting all their material? Those types of things. We had 6 groups go today. You're free to evaluate them from the recording. I will also post the recording. And you're encouraged to. I'm going to encourage everybody to submit at least 5 of these. More is better, but if you want to submit at least 5, that would be great. So, after you've done your presentation, right, it seems unfair of me to allow people who present next Friday to have an entire week more to work on their projects than the people that present today. So that's obviously we're not going to do that. What we're going to do instead is you are allowed to continue to contribute, make open source contributions all the way up till May 3rd. Okay, somewhere before May 3rd at midnight, I want you to fill out this final form. And that final, so I want you to fill out this final form down here, right? I'll talk again about it, or I'll probably talk about it every class we have up until March 30th. But this form looks something like this. It has your email address again. Has your email address. It has your project name. This is the project you've been working on. It has your GitHub account. It has links to your blogs, right? We asked you to do a number of blogs. I want links to the blogs. If you blog on a single page and I can see all the links on one page, as long as I can tell which blogs, like if you have 5 people on your project, as long as each one is labeled with an author, you can just give me a link to that page. But I do want to see all of your blogs. Use multiple lines if you need to. If you blogged in multiple places, give me a link to each one of your individual blogs so I can find it easily. And then make a list of all things you want me to consider for your open source contributions, direct links to your commits, issues you worked on, wiki contributions, etc. And let's see what that looks like. All right, here's one acceptable way of doing it. So, for example, if we open up that link, this is a link to a repository. It's actually a link to the insights part of the repository. And it goes through and it tells you all of the contributions I've made to Branch Master on this is for the course itself, right? So it'll tell you that I have made, it doesn't tell you here, but about 200 and some links here. And you can trace, and I can trace it back, and I can see every one of them, and I can go back until, February 23rd might be the oldest one. No, it goes all the way back to, right? So this is acceptable. All of these are my commits. If I'm evaluating you, I can click here, and I can get directly to my set of commits, or my commit. I can look at the size. I can look at the number of changes. I can look at the number of files affected. Okay? On the same time, this one is not acceptable. If you come in and what you give me is a link to the root of your repository, there are no commits here. There's no way for me to find which commits are yours, how many commits were made, right? I can go into Insights and I can look at things, right? And I can eventually get there. But the problem is when I'm going through this, I don't know This will tell me contributions made to master. It won't tell me contributions made other places. So when I come in here, I can't tell whether I found all of your links or not. So you want to avoid just giving me a link to the root of the repository, right? You want to give me, for example, let's say I have some commits on the backwards link, on the backwards branch, right? You want to come in and you want to actually give me that specific link. Okay, and actually that's what's shown down here. So you want to be as specific as possible because you want me to get as many of these as possible. You don't want me to miss these. Right? These are how we're going to evaluate how much work you did on your project. Right? So here I can come in, I can see the specific link. So you can have as many of these as you want. I will say if you get over much above 50, I'm probably going to stop looking at them unless you've got a lot of garbage ones that are bringing in and taking out comments and things like that. Once you hit enough of a threshold, we will be satisfied. If you do issues, for example, you want to link to the issue, and you actually want to make sure that you have a commission, you have something there. So if you come in and you go link to the issue, right? Well, I opened this issue, I made some comments on it, and I closed this issue. So these are all my activities. So if you were assigned an issue to work on, but you didn't work on or close it or make any comments on it, that's not really a big contribution. That's just you being assigned an issue by somebody else. And by the way, if you're working on it and you haven't solved it, but you've made some commits, show those to me, and we'll take a look at the commits as well. But only link to the issues that you actually had something to do with writing or clarifying or that type of activity. All right, so again, first one's good. This is absolutely horrible. What we're trying to do, and it's not that we're making this, we're doing this to be mean. What we're trying to do is we're trying to be able to grade you as quickly as possible with as high accuracy as possible. So I can guarantee that if you commit on a number of different branches and you have a number of different, 2 or 3 different projects, and you don't link directly to your commits, there's a high likelihood we'll miss stuff. We don't want to miss stuff. But we at the same time, I can't spend a week doing forensics on a submission. So you have to help us out. You have to give us direct links. This is not what direct links are. This just goes to the top of the repository. Direct links go directly to, I'm sorry, that was not the right one. Yeah, that link just goes to the top of the repository, would just take us here. There are no direct links here. It would be hard for me to actually find out what your commits were, or at least to have high confidence that I had all of your commits. What you want to do is you want to go directly to the issues themselves, or directly to the commits themselves. So however I did that. Right, either give something like a final report or something of like a page that's all my commits or all your commits. Right, this one has Jeremy in there, so that wouldn't be good. Or give me, exactly links to each individual commit, and we're willing to click through and go through them. So give me as many of those as you can. This is going to be due, like I said, on February 3rd, May 3rd. It's the last day of classes. I'll put up, well, I don't have to put up a gradable on it. I will send out a reminder on it. But it is due. Please submit the survey by then, the form by then, so that I can grade you. If you'd like, you're welcome to do it now and then do it again once you've added additional commits, assuming you add more commits during the week. In fact, I'd highly recommend that you do it now and then do it again if you have additional material. because then you won't get caught in a situation where I'm trying to grade you and I don't have anything for you. All right, so again, just walk through this. The presentations were really good. I'm going to stop here for now, and then I'll upload the 2 of these as quickly as I can.